Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is written and directed by James Gunn, same as with the first one. It stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, all those people. I just can't. It's a huge cast. Yeah, I know, it's like a week later. So what, okay? The thing is that I wasn't a huge fan of the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw the trailers and I was really stoked and I really wanted it to be a certain way, and it just wasn't at all. So maybe this movie is gonna hit all the points that I wanted, because truth be told, the first reviews for this movie were blah. And then later they became better, and so I was like, fine. I'm seeing King Arthur tonight. Why not? I'll go check this movie out. And the movie might be alright or not. I guess we'll find out by starting with the characters. You still got Chris Pratt playing Quill. You don't know much about his parentage. You know that his mom died from cancer and that he was born on Earth, supposedly, and his dad may or may not be from the stars. This movie explores that quite a bit, giving Quill a little bit more depth. And his dad, played by Kurt Russell, you know, he was a serviceable character, and I did enjoy him for what he was, and I liked the way things kind of developed throughout the film with him. So this film really is about Quill exploring his family and his heritage. Now, a lot of people were complaining about this movie not having a very fleshed out storyline, and that the characters just kind of did stuff. It was almost like it was just a road trip movie in space. And I can kind of see that. A lot of these things have to do with the screenplay, and I'll get to that later. But as far as villain goes, I actually really enjoyed the villain for this movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but there are some unpredictable aspects to the characters that I won't discuss, but that I really enjoyed, and it really did give the movie a story. And it gave its characters reason and purpose to keep going. So I really liked the characters in these movies, and they are not just funny, they're a lot funnier than the first movie. Sophomore humor. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. The acting. The acting in the movie is great. It wasn't amazing, but you could tell that these characters, they also have chemistry behind the silver screen. You could tell that these actors know each other, and they bounce and banter and play off of each other really well. And so I did really respect that about the acting. The dialogue in the movie. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, but I've also never been so polarized on dialogue, because all the other times it was awesome. It was quippy, it was quick, the banter was just awesome, and it was hilarious. It was so hilarious. Well freaking done on the dialogue. The story. Now let's get into the problems that people have with the story, and that is that it really doesn't have a classic Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 storyline. I can kind of see that, and what with all the subplots that we're getting with different characters that you may think you're not going to care about, I was really invested in the subplots, and I felt like it played really well into the main plot of the film. I honestly, I just don't get it. It's Batman v Superman all over again for me. I just don't get it. Now, I don't want to call my friends, or my acquaintances, or my favorite critics stupid. I'm not saying that when I say this, but I was able to follow it. I got it. At no point was I confused in either of these movies. So I'm just going to say, the story's great. I really enjoyed it. And the feel moments. This movie's got some feel moments. I'll get to that later. The movie was fun. The action was great. The CGI was awesome. It was a joyride. It was an action-packed, fun joyride. It was bad awesome. It was everything that I wanted the first Guardians of the Galaxy to be. Predictability. The movie is pretty predictable. Sort of. There are things that I did not quite expect with certain characters, but then when it happens, the thing or the things, it just didn't have a whole lot of weight for me. And so, yeah, the movie is a bit unpredictable, but not my kind of unpredictable. I want the movie to sit me down and teach me when I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Yeah, it didn't at all happen that way. But no, this movie, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that. That's cool. Yeah. So it was fine. Lastly, moral lesson. Woo! This movie's got the feels. So I used Atom Tickets to purchase my movie tickets, and this is not a plug. I just wanted to say that Adam sent me a message asking me to rate this movie. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars, so you can imagine I really like this movie a lot. And it also gives you an option to put a hashtag to describe the movie. I was looking through all the existing ones and I was like, yeah, none of these really describe it for me. So the one that I made up was hashtag the feels. Because, oh my gosh. Yeah, the movie's got the feels, and that's exactly what I wanted from the first one. I was like, yeah, I want great action. I want it to be fun, and I want these characters to be funny, but I also want to feel for them, and I felt for these characters. Guys, I am proud to say that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is one of my favorite Marvel movies. It is one of my favorite movies, but I think it's more important to say that it's one of my favorite Marvel movies, because in my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel movies. They are great, fun rides, and The Avengers is one of my absolute favorite movies, for instance. But I'm really proud to say that I really, really liked Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is why I'm going to put this movie at number 61 on the list. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Yeah, go see this movie. It's awesome. And tell me what you thought about it below, because I absolutely care to know. And if you want to subscribe, just hit that daggum subscribe button, and I will see you next time on MovieSlayer. Boom, 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 boom.